Welcome to the deep dive. We're always talking about the constant, almost dizzying change in the AI landscape.
All the time.
Yeah.
But every so often, a single launch, just one set of numbers comes along, and it feels like it completely redraws the map.
A real seismic shift, and that's what we're digging into today.
It's a huge story. It's centered on the tech behemoth Alibaba and their new application, Qwen AI.
And for anyone who thought the generative AI market was kind of settling down, with the usual U.S. players on top.
This story is a major correction, a huge one.
So our mission today is really to dissect that speed, the sheer unprecedented speed of this adoption.
Right. We want to understand what this level of immediate market buy-in really signals about commercialization, about strategy.
And maybe why speed is now the ultimate competitive weapon.
It really might be.
Okay, let's unpack this. Let's get straight to the data point that demands this deep dive.
Yo.
What is the staggering fact that has everyone talking?
It's all about velocity.
Yeah.
Pure velocity at an incredible scale. I mean,
Yeah.
we expect fast growth with a new AI app, right?
Sure, that's the baseline now.
But Qwen AI didn't just grow fast. It set a completely new historical precedent.
So let's get the headline figure out there right from the source material.
Good for it.
Alibaba's Qwen AI hit more than 10 million downloads
10 million.
within just 7 days of its public beta release. 1 week.
That number in that time frame, it's just difficult to overstate.
It's more than a successful launch.
Oh, absolutely. It's a new benchmark, a frighteningly high benchmark for AI adoption speed, and not just in one region, but globally.
It tells us the market is saturating way faster than anyone thought.
And to really understand that number, you have to put it in context.
Right, the comparisons.
Yeah.
Because our source material does just that. This didn't just outpace some minor apps.
No, this is the crucial context. It hit that 10 million mark faster than some of the most prominent, globally recognized names we've been tracking for the past couple of years.
Like who?
Well, it surpassed the early adoption speed of ChatGPT.
Wow, ChatGPT. The app that basically kicked off this entire generative AI craze.
The very one.
Yeah.
And it didn't stop there.
It also beat out Sora and even a really strong emerging competitor like DeepSeek.
To that 10 million user milestone, yes.
So what does that say? It suggests Alibaba isn't just, entering the market, they're reshaping it from day one.
Absolutely. And it highlights a huge difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The difference between a startup, even a well-funded one, and a tech giant like this.
They're not starting from a standstill.
Not at all. They are deploying a massive existing global ecosystem.
This kind of rapid uptake, it immediately signals a couple of things to me.
Go on.
First, the global appetite for these AI tools isn't just massive, it's impatient. People are ready to switch instantly.
For any perceived value, yeah. And the second thing...
But the fight has changed. It's less about who has the absolute best tech and more about who has the best strategy to get it out there.
And that second point is what we really need to dig into.
Yeah.
Because what's fascinating here, according to our source material, is that the analysis doesn't really point to some revolutionary, never-before-seen feature in Qwen AI.
So it's not a technical marvel necessarily?
Not in the launch version, at least. The success is being framed purely as a testament to market resonance and, well, strategy.
That's a huge observation. It means the win here is strategic, not necessarily technical.
At least in the short term, yes.
So if we assume the underlying model is just competitive and maybe not vastly superior, then how? How did Alibaba pull off 10 million downloads in 7 days?
Well, we have to look at the levers a company that size can pull. The sources talk about an innovative approach.
Which probably means leveraging its colossal existing digital ecosystem.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. Alibaba controls enormous infrastructure, cloud services, e-commerce platforms like Taobao.
Digital payment systems.
Right. So this wasn't a normal product launch where you buy some ads on social media.
This was a massive cross-promotion baked right into apps and services people already use every single day.
Precisely. They didn't have to convince 10 million people to find and download a new app.
They just had to prompt 10 million existing users to activate a new feature.
The adoption friction just plummets. It's a distribution advantage, not just an innovation advantage.
But let me just challenge that for a second. The source mentions downloads.
It does.
How can we be sure that's a sustained success? Is it really comparable to the sort of organic growth we saw with ChatGPT?
That's a fair question. A healthy skepticism is good.
Couldn't a lot of those just be passive clicks, not dedicated active users?
It's possible, and we should acknowledge that the metric downloads can be a bit inflated when you're leveraging a huge internal ecosystem.
Okay.
But even if you cut that number in half, Let's just say only 5 million of those become sustained active users in week 1.
That's still an incredible number.
It's still an unprecedented speed of market penetration. It absolutely resets the bar for what major tech players consider a successful launch.
The goalposts haven't just moved, they've been teleported to the other side of the stadium.
And that leads us right into the competitive landscape. This completely changes the perception of Alibaba.
They're not just a regional player anymore.
No, they've just demonstrated they can mobilize global interest at the same pace, or even faster, than any of their American competitors.
Which just underscores how intense this competition is getting.
It's escalating dramatically. The race isn't just about who has the best research team anymore.
It's a fierce, pragmatic race for actual market share, and maybe more importantly, for the data and feedback that fuels the next model.
When one competitor can onboard 10 million potential users in a week, the pressure on OpenAI, on Google, on Meta, it becomes intense.
They can't just rely on their head start.
No, they have to defend their flanks constantly, aggressively. It changes their whole defensive strategy.
Before, their defense might have been a new feature release every quarter.
Right.
Now, their defense has to be, how do we make sure our current users never even have a reason to look at something like Qwen AI?
Exactly. It shifts the focus to ecosystem lock-in, preemptive integration. For them, the race isn't just about innovation now.
It's about speed of delivery.
Speed of delivery, strategic partnerships, making it so accessible that there's no reason to leave.
And this whole narrative, that AI development is concentrated in Silicon Valley.
It gets a lot more complicated.
Right. This really validates the approach of just focusing on rapid, massive commercialization.
Sometimes even prioritizing that rollout over, showing off pure technical superiority right at the start.
And the market is clearly reacting to that. Qwen AI isn't just in the ring anymore.
No, they landed a clean opening punch that really shook the existing dynamics.
It also says something profound about us, about the users.
That we have zero loyalty.
Well, extreme platform agility, let's call it. The AI space isn't sticky yet, not like social media.
That's a great point. If a tool is better or faster or just easier to get to,
jump ship immediately.
Yeah. And that lack of loyalty is the single biggest threat to the established leaders. It means they have to fight for every user every single week.
So if we're synthesizing the key takeaways here, the message is pretty clear.
Yeah. Qwen AI isn't just a new model. It's a new operational template for how these hyperscale companies can achieve, instantaneous disruption.
A new playbook.
A new playbook written with immense capital and infrastructure. When that power is fully mobilized, they can move faster than anyone thought possible.
The market's tolerance for a slow, cautious rollout seems to have vanished.
Completely.
So what does this all mean for you, the learner, the strategist listening in?
I think first it means the speed of tech adoption is accelerating beyond all the old models. You have to be ready for market-moving launches to happen in days.
Not months or quarters.
Exactly. And second, it highlights the need for companies to synthesize knowledge about these new players fast.
Because if you wait 6 months to analyze Qwen AI,
it's too late. They'll already be entrenched with tens of millions of users, and they might have captured a whole market segment that's now incredibly hard to win back.
It's about building organizational agility, being prepared for that near-instant disruption.
And this all leads us to the final provocative thought, based on what the sources say about what's next.
Okay.
Given this explosive, strategy-driven start, it's going to be fascinating to see how Alibaba actually capitalizes on this.
What do they do with this massive early user base?
That's the billion-dollar question. Do they immediately roll out innovative features to build loyalty and lock people in?
Or do they focus on deeper enterprise integrations to start making money from it right away?
How they convert this incredible speed into sustained leadership. That's the next chapter.
And the clock is ticking faster than ever. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.